Good morning, and my apologies for being late. I got the times mixed up. I don't know why I've done that. I'm so sorry, but it's part of, I think, the stress of trying to meet deadlines. And I've got a very busy day today. So sorry, guys, but I'm glad that you were both online. And to everybody else out there, just know that it is 10 o'clock Northern Territory and South Australian time. So I'm in Northern Territory. Doug is in South Australia. And then Anne Marie is in Queensland. So that's AEST. And it's always 10 o'clock AEST. All right. So 10 o'clock for everybody on the East Coast. And then for outliers like Doug and I, it's half. Oh, no.
No,
10:30.
Thank you. Thank
10:30.
you. See, there is something really wrong with my brain today. Oh my God. It's the stress of trying to get chapters done. So yeah, 10:30 Anne Marie, AEST, 10 o'clock Doug and Megan in the different states. Everybody else, you have to work it out for yourself. Don't trust me. Okay, so Anne Marie, what's happened in your research week this past week?
I think I said last time I'd started sorting my references into um, blocks in an Excel sheet, and that has been a really useful process. There's ones that I'd found and I'd put them into EndNote going, yeah, that looks useful, and but hadn't actually gone further than reading the abstract and going, yeah, that looks useful, and putting it in my EndNote. By putting them in like groups in the Excel thing, um, it's really highlighted where there's lots of research and where there's old research but no new research. And that the really interesting one I came up with, because the AEDC data, the Australian Early Development data, it's a screening thing. But then the information about there's all these different screening things, and they screen for different things, obviously, and just what is not actually validated for Aboriginal kids, and the stuff that, there might be one research thing on, but that's the only thing that there is, and that nothing on follow up afterwards. Okay, we did this screening, we found these kids. And this is something we've talked about, like as clinicians. But yeah, it was really interesting in the research. But so one of the things I've sorted it into is, development and screening, because this kept coming up,
Yeah.
the screening stuff. But also, because I'm looking at using photography and stuff, all the different photo voice ones and that sort of thing. So it's just been really interesting and really useful and really time consuming to go through and do it all that way. But it's got it set up that um, like what sort of chapter they would be in as well. So sometimes I've included them twice because I think, oh yeah, it goes with this chapter, but it'll also go with that.
Okay, that's really interesting because last week you also said that you had color coded it, and
Yeah,
that fits
yeah,
with being a visual person. But this
yeah,
absolutely fits with being just a researcher, whether you're visual or not.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and would cut down a lot of time toward the end. Like I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah. Yeah, and be easy to add to as I go along, that yeah, okay, that's going to fit with that chapter or whatever. And I've even sort of, then grouped them within the chapter that I think it would go in, you know. So it's actually been, yeah, very time consuming, but I really wish that I had started this earlier because it is such a good way to get your thoughts in order as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I do think that before any of us start a PhD, there needs to be some PhD lessons,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like some pre-entry
useful.
stuff for these very ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Anne-Marie, I don't know if I've said this to you before. Doug will know this because he would have heard it from Tara. But the expectation is you do your literature review, and then each chapter of a PhD should be introducing 10 new authors within that chapter. That's what the assessors are looking for. So
Yeah.
they don't, those ones don't have to necessarily have been in your literature review. So the
No.
way you're doing it here would have made it so simple for me. Like, oh
Mm.
God, who's my new ones? Have I got
Yeah.
them in that literature review? Am I repeating myself? Yeah, so that would be an absolute time saver. And maybe there's something here for you to be running PDs on either now or later after your
Mm.
PhD is done, because this is invaluable stuff.
No, I'm really impressed with it, and yeah, quite late last night, I actually got to the end of my end note, but I've only sort of put into the Excel document the ones that I think will be useful in this project, you know. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. That is excellent.
yeah.
And
So
anything else happened during the week for you?
um no, not significantly. I've got a couple of PD things um coming up. I'm going to do the uh gee, total mind blank. I'm doing a you know, you had your brain not working now,
Oh,
mine's not.
yeah.
But yeah, a couple of PD things to keep it interesting and keeping my PD up for
AASW.
W. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, you can use each of these recordings as
yeah,
well. Yeah.
yeah,
So that's an hour of peer learning
yeah,
or peer supervision, however you want to do it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, getting the mental health social worker hours are the ones that um so I'm doing a and the thing is it gets hard because like I've done so many course things and I sort of go, yeah, well, what am I going to do that's not going to be too time consuming, but it'll fulfill their requirements. So
Yeah.
I'm doing one actually, it's quite good on motivational interviewing because I figured that might be useful in because I want, you know, like it's research, so
Question.
balancing your influence against what, but I do want change to come out of my research. So,
Yes.
you know, I thought yeah, motivational interviewing may have been
Do
a bit
you
useful.
have my chapter 10 of 1001 solution focused questions?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So as you know, motivational interviewing is part of my gig. Like I
Mm.
really find it extremely valuable. And it's the style of questioning and little tips that you pick up during the training of always ask 3 questions before you make a statement. Just little things like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just so good. Yeah. All right. So that's excellent. And I'm
Have
glad
a
you got
copy
that.
of that, Megan.
Sorry.
Have a copy of that, chapter
Yeah,
10.
absolutely. Yes, I'll send it to you. And same with anybody else. If you want a copy, just contact me. So it's from a book called 1001 Solution Focused Questions, I think is actually the name of the book.
Okay.
And it's on Audible. So
Yep.
that's where I first came across it. And I listened to the book before I ran a training on motivational interviewing. And I went, wow, in my trainings, I've never picked up on any of those things. So I then embedded them into the trainings that I was delivering on emotional intelligence. Yeah. But Doug, what's been happening in your week and why have you got a jumper on? Are you freezing
The
again?
cardigan, no, I've done my neck, and
Oh,
um, it's it's only 19. It's like it's not cold or anything, but it just feels a bit ouch. So I'm just
yeah.
trying to keep it a bit warm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I am hot. Don't worry.
But your hair's looking
Um,
good, so you've had a haircut?
Another haircut, yeah, to the bit shaved on the sides
I've been a
there.
trendite,
Yeah.
hey?
I know, I'm trying to look trendy like all the young kids. Um, yeah, back to it though. I'm a bit behind. I started Claire's training on the self-paced qualitative research methods training last week. Got an hour into it, had to stop.
Oh,
Got half an hour into it again, had to stop because
yeah,
of guests and stuff. And so I'm
yeah,
going to try and finish that off today.
yeah,
It only goes for 3 hours and 40 something minutes.
yeah,
But I just got to finish it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I've got complete thesis support training to do, which I
yeah.
paid for, so I might as well
Oh, yeah,
keep
get
going
into
on that.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I haven't done last fortnight's minutes from my supervision, and that's I have done an agenda for Wednesday's meeting, so I've got to do that.
yeah. Oh, yeah, so you got,
But yeah, I've done hardly any work on my chapter as late, so I'm a bit upset myself. So,
yeah, look, we all get
but it
behind.
happens.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And I think that's part and parcel of PhD life. We are
Mm,
always behind.
yeah,
I'm now 3 weeks behind and I'm feeling the pressure. Like really
and you wanted to graduate August. Oh,
No, no,
hand in
no.
August.
And in August, yeah. So I've already contacted or recontacted the editor. So she's
Yep.
prepared to receive my final draft at the end of June, 27th of June. 28th of June, I'm hopping on a plane and I'm going to Tasmania
Cool. Sign your leave.
to sign, yeah, to do all of that. Yeah.
Sign that. Yeah, sign the
So
thing.
we're actually meeting with, what day is it? Today's Monday. We're meeting with the solicitor on Wednesday to present the contract, and then the contract will be signed after that, probably Thursday, I should imagine. And then we're going to do the inspection on probably the 30th to the 2nd of 30th of June to the 2nd of July, with the plumbers and the electricians and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a bit protracted, but that's just to fit our needs of getting out of where we are at the moment,
Mm,
Nullarbor, because like with Paul's job, he just can't leave at any time, right? So
no.
we have these small windows where we're able to go somewhere and it has to work in with that. But also the ladies, the two sisters that own the property, like they're 80. So
Mm,
they can't move all of a sudden.
no.
So it needs to be a longer process, and we're cool with that. I understand their position. Yeah. But I shall keep you informed.
So no bat.
Particularly, hey?
You don't want bats there.
No, no bats. No. Actually, they must have bats in Tasmania. I wonder if they're those white ghost bats that are just so beautiful.
Mm,
But yeah, I don't want any wildlife inside my house, thank you. Happy for it to be outside. Yeah. Even here, the buffaloes, yeah, stay right away, and the dingoes and the
yep.
snakes, like stay away. But crocodiles, yeah, so same with Anne Marie. Have you got buffaloes where you are, Anne Marie?
An occasional one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah.
I still haven't seen one here. I
Oh,
see
really?
I see their poop all the time.
Yeah.
Mm,
And sometimes it's fresh poop. So I say, come on, let's go. Yeah, grab the dog and go. But lots of people say, oh, on Facebook, they say, get down to Woolworths, or there's a buff in the hospital grounds right at the moment. Or Megan, don't walk there because that's where the buffaloes always cross.
Mm.
I've never seen one. Yeah. Don't know. It'll happen when I least expect it, but I am very scared of them because I've heard horror stories. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So Doug, Claire is
Yep.
actually having surgery today for her wrist.
Okay.
She
You were
sent
supposed
me,
to have a online training today.
Yeah, she's postponed
But,
it.
yeah,
okay, because I cancelled that one myself.
yeah, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
it didn't work out.
So I have offered to assist her with any admin tasks that might need to be done, just to give her a hand.
Yeah.
But she'll be back on deck and very happy to come and chat with us here about, qualitative analysis of,
Good.
whatever we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry,
And
go on.
yeah. Not Claire is related, but have you guys listened to Tara and Priscilla Dunk West?
I haven't, no, but I see
Oh,
that.
they're very good because Priscilla is a professor of social work
Yeah,
from Flinders and now at Victoria University.
yeah.
And every Thursday afternoon they have a well, except for the past two, because apparently Priscilla's been overwhelmed with work, so
Mhm.
she's been flat out. But they have a quarter of an hour chat about topics
Yeah, okay.
that are social work related and socially related.
Yep,
They're
okay.
pretty good. They have a nice conversation, and yeah,
Yeah, I've got it in my to listen to
yeah,
pile, but I just haven't got there because I'm
yeah.
overwhelmed too with everything that's going on. Yes. So it will happen. Yeah.
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 Okay, peoples, I'm going to have to leave
Okay.
you.
Okay.
It was lovely to catch up, and I'll see you next week.
See you.
Bye.
You take care.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Anne Marie's got to go off she's got a PD meeting about something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about wondering if I should become an accredited social worker. Not again, I've never been accredited, but because in South Australia they're introducing legislation that means if you want to work as a social worker, you have to be accredited by the state and by the AASW. I'm not sure as well. I hope
Yeah.
not, because that's
Yeah.
expensive.
It's about registration. And
Yeah.
so my thinking is that it's going to be easier for those of us who have accreditation. And so accreditation you get just by doing your first year worth of, all of the things that they expect, your professional development, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So you become an accredited social
Oh,
worker.
I just shut that door. That phone's a bit loud.
Oh, I can't hear it. Yeah, I can't hear it.
Oh no.
But
The,
then you can
yeah.
become credentialed in different things. So
Yeah.
Anne Marie and I are both credentialed in mental health, and I could easily pull off the credentialing for clinical social work, but also for supervision. But I've just never bothered because it is expensive and because I
Mm,
don't need a piece of paper to tell me that I can do my job. Yeah.
yeah.
But now that we're going toward registration, so for you, it's happening. Yeah. The
Mm,
other states will follow
yeah.
suit. Yeah. But it's a choice. Yeah. But look, I, I don't know. The jury is out on it for me. The length of time it's going to take. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's got to be your decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just the initial accreditation through the AASW.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So bloody expensive.
It is. It's very expensive, but
Because you got
everything
to
is expensive.
sign up for a year membership, which I can't get student membership because I'm no longer a social work student.
Yeah.
So I have to go as a low income earner,
Yes. Yeah.
which is still expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. You might be able to use no, you won't be able to use your funding for it because it's not directly related to your research.
No.
No. Yeah. Look, very, very difficult.
Mm.
Every state has their own branch.
Yeah.
So it might be worthwhile contacting them and having a chat to them, or
Mm.
contacting somebody at AASW. But
Yeah.
AASW doesn't actually always employ social workers.
No.
So I find that a bit frustrating. If I ring to talk about something, I'm not
Mm.
necessarily talking to a social worker.
No.
Um, yeah, so that's interesting when you have to, if you want to talk about ethics, for example.
Yes.
Yeah, or social work values. And of course, they've got some training in it, but I would much rather speak to somebody who shares the common language of social work.
Mm-hmm.
And for the fees that we pay, I almost
Mm.
expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but completely up to you. Yeah.
Mm.
It's, I've always been a member.
Yeah.
I'm probably 20 years a member.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I probably wouldn't be without it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I
it's,
because I don't have individual clients, so I don't have to worry about indemnity insurance in
yeah,
case someone chops himself or something. Oh, I
yeah,
shouldn't say that. Sorry. Apologies for the current state of places in Australia now.
yeah,
Um, but in case someone injures themselves or does close their bank account and spends it on the pokies or something, I
yeah,
have no idea. But I can't be sued because I'm a sole trader of
yeah,
myself.
yeah. You do know, though, that you don't have to be a member of AASW to get all your professional indemnity insurances. You can purchase them separately, just so that you're
Okay.
aware of that.
Yeah.
Yep. And I have chosen to take my insurance through the AASW, but we're dealing so much with the insurance agencies at the moment, and I've had
Yeah.
a really good experience. So I am
Hmm.
thinking maybe I should get my two insurances through these guys as well,
Yeah.
rather than through AASW. But
Yeah.
that's part of what pushes the cost up for AASW as
It
well.
does. Yeah.
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 I might look into it today instead of no. I've got to do training. I've got to do.
Yeah, watch your training videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really important. And you need that stuff, that information permeating in your brain while you're doing other things as well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but certainly I'm always deconstructing. I'm
Hmm.
thinking all the time. Like even when the TV might be on and Paul's talking to me, I'm not hearing either
No.
because my mind is going tick, 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 tick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, up to you. But I would encourage you, do the
Hmm.
trainings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get into it.
I will.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. And any updates on change of supervisors for you?
No, not yet. Haven't heard from my email to Steve Rogers on was that last week?
Yes, last week. Yep.
Yeah. My unsuitable behaviour subjected titled email. So haven't heard back from him regarding that. I'll find out if Kim is my supervisor is upset with my email Wednesday. I doubt it. She can't say much.
No, correct. Yeah.
It's not her issue, it's my issue. It was the university's issue.
Yeah.
That's they promise something and they don't deliver.
Yeah. 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 And I think all of Tara's PhD students, we've all had a rough trot with trying to
Mm,
find supervisors. It just seems that there's insufficient.
yeah.
And it is such a
Oh,
big job for them too.
Jen, the psychologist who was doing the island survey, Jen
Jess.
Conroy? Jess
Yeah, Jess. Yeah.
Conroy? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's on a seventh supervisor as well.
Yeah. Okay. When were you
So
talking to Jess?
she was part of the in vivo training
Oh, yeah. Okay.
on
Yeah.
Wednesday or Thursday last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the two of us, we're up to number 7. God.
Mm.
I've actually been feeling extremely vulnerable the last 2 weeks because one of
Mm-hmm.
my supervisors had
You're
to,
saying.
yeah, yeah. But he's back and
Okay.
everything is okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah. So I just had this terrible feeling like, oh no. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, everything is okay. Yeah. So thank goodness. But that's
Mm.
the shitty first draft that I had running in my head, like, oh no,
Yeah.
he's going to end up resigning. I'm going to lose another one. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Wouldn't
found
stop me
greener
though.
pastures.
Sorry.
He's found greener pastures.
Yeah, but he hasn't. He's
Uh,
back. It really was what he said. I should have just believed him. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, so my week has been
Mm-hmm.
quite full on. I'm having to reread some stuff, which is interesting because it's been such a long time
Yeah.
between reading them.
Mm.
Now writing about them, I have to go back to check my notes. Like, what the hell did I mean by that?
Yes.
And I go back to what Tara said, like start writing from day one. Just
Mm.
start writing 1 sentence a day and you will be finished within
Yeah.
3 years. Yeah.
250 words a day, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's nothing.
Yeah. I know, but sometimes 250 words from me,
Yeah.
if I'm editing as I'm going
Yes.
and
You're
having
not
to
supposed
read.
to.
Yes. Yeah. But what I've now done is I've opened a shared folder and
Mm-hmm.
I've got my trusty timeline,
Mm-hmm.
which is redone. I've got my timeline and my master thesis in the shared folder so that
Yeah.
my two supervisors can see at any time what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
what changes I've made. And this is done to keep me on track because this is it. This is crunch time, baby. And I'm very nervous and I'm scared. And they have contacted assessors, which they can't tell me who.
No, no.
Yeah, they've contacted two, I think, and they've
Mm-hmm.
got, I think they said they've got, no, they've contacted three
Yeah.
and they've got two as contingencies in
Yeah.
case what you, yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. You got five to play with,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
which is
And there
more
has,
than I thought. Yeah.
sorry.
It's more than I thought they'd probably have at this point,
Well,
because
they've
I
got to
thought they'd
have,
probably struggle to get two. And
yes, yeah. Yeah, you got to have two. One's got to be Australian based, one's got to be international.
oh,
And I cannot know who they are.
no.
Yep. And that's fine.
Mm.
Um, but it's really making me conscious of how I'm explaining myself because
Mm-hmm.
Australians, we do shorten things. And I'm very
Yeah.
good at imagining that everybody else knows exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's really having to think through the eyes of an international who is reading what I'm doing. Yeah.
Mm.
To my advantage, I guess, though, is that I had quite a few internationals as participants,
Oh.
which was really lovely. I can't remember how many countries we had represented. Maybe it was
Mm-hmm.
5 countries were
Yeah.
represented. So that's advantageous as
Yeah.
well. And from memory, they pretty much all said very similar things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
impacts were similar.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, yes.
so you go and get into your recordings from Azelle.
Yep.
And I'm in, did I tell you last week?
From Claire.
From, oh,
Claire
you're
first.
doing Claire's ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
Claire.
I do
Yeah.
Claire first because she's waiting. She's halfway through.
Yeah, okay. All right. So Claire, and do you have, is there assignments with that you have to do or?
Not really. There's quizzes throughout, um, but there's also answer sheets to
Yeah,
those sort of things. So
yeah,
it's I'm at the moment I'm just watching it through, and I can just go through and answer them or read the questions in myself. And
yeah,
yeah, because I don't have time to sit and spend 10 minutes boggling my brain trying to come up with a solution
yeah,
at
yeah,
the moment. So no,
yeah,
I've got to really push through
yeah.
and do some work this week.
And what? Do some
And
work.
do some work this week. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I'm seriously thinking that I'm going to be booking out an hour and a half every morning.
Mm.
Um, and I'm going to open it up. It will be a silent writing group.
Yeah.
But that always focuses me. I belong to a
Mm.
couple of silent writing groups, and it's good, but that's only weekly. So
Mm.
I now need it. I need that focus time, but I'll let you know. I
Yeah.
just have to work out with my diary and with supervision clients
Mm.
to see if I've got mornings where I can just go from here until there every morning from 9 our time.
Yeah.
Can't believe I did that this morning. I'm so
Twice.
and my phone's in there. Oh no, my phone is here. Yeah, so nobody texted me that I'm aware of. Did you send me a message?
I sent you an email
Oh, you did send me
asking
an email. Okay.
about a bit after 10 saying, are we on?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Because
That's
I was
just
waiting and like I was actually on board about 10 to 10, waiting for you to click on.
your email's there. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Doug. Really sorry. All right. And I'm working until 9:30 tonight. So it's going to be a very busy
Mm,
day for me.
I
Yeah.
should do that.
Yeah.
I used to do that.
I don't like to do that.
No, it's not
But
healthy.
sometimes you have to just work when people need you to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my dear. I'll see you during the week, hey? All right.
Yeah. Somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.